We have begun. What's a seagull? Does the seagull fill the gap between two mountains, or is the seagull the next level above the sea? So before I begin, let's just wait. Just wait a couple of minutes. We're gonna get this paperwork here. Um, I'm live right now. Come and join me in this video. What is this video going to be about? First of all, you have to remind me. I cannot think at the same time while I'm thinking. Now, I'm not sure if you want to call that OS or however the operating system works, but my operating system is I have one line. And as I'm going down the line, I see what's on the side of the road. And oh my God, could have been an 8-ball. What's an 8-ball? Apparently it's a 3.5, right? Or is it a 7? What is an 8-ball? What do I want to talk about in this video? This is about numbers, how numbers connect to words, how numbers are words, how the entire alphabet and anything you've ever thought of in your entire life, music and whatever you can say, I can connect it to something numerically, and there's only 9 plus one number. Okay, how's everybody doing? I just did this. Hold on a second. So let me write this out here. Okay, I just wanted to put this short. Bowling for turkeys. Oh my God, we can do so many things. So listen, there's so many things going on, just so many things. I see it. You know, I see the. You know, when you're making a cake, if you see all the ingredients there, and you can ask yourself the question: am I missing any of the ingredients? What do I have to do to reconstruct what has been said in Bible or in Torah or in what Allah has said? Is it the word of God? Is it the word of the Creator? Is it I am that I am? I am who I am? Is it another brick on the wall, or is it Moses in the desert building bricks? For every single religion or sect that there is in this world, there's something that they've done, they're doing, they're going to do. There's a God they're following, a religion that they have, whatever that name of that religion, whatever their star they follow, as long as it's a word, I can tell you a story about that word and where it fits. Now, the question is, there's a big question. What came first? Was it the 8-ball that came first? First what? What was first in line? First in line to create what? What was the first thing the Creator saw? And how can you create if you have nothing to create with? Now, did the Creator create everything that had to be created with? Did the Creator make the earth? I mean, the sand. Did the Creator make... Because the Creator, only to become what it is, it has to be already. So it came from something already. Wherever that comes from, it's irrelevant. But if we go to the periodic table, there's going to be a list of elements for reason. Hydrogen, carbon. Now, I wish I could tell you everything that's in my head, but right now what's happening all over the world, it's already been written. According to the work I've done over the last 20 years, I find it highly improbable and unlikely that it happened just like that. Maybe, and yes, true, that if I go back in thoughts right now, and I say, sure, it's a word. Sure, it's a number. Well, man-made numbers, man-made words. Aren't we just finding the numbers and the letters where they are? Yeah. But who made the system that put everything here for the numbers to be where they are, for the letters to be where they are, for the dots and the dashes to connect to every single letter and telling us a story? Because of this coordinate area space. Understanding coordinate area space, what you can do and what you can't do. So we have to understand, for me, dots and dashes before we do anything at all. I'm not sure if I've ever seen you here before. I see a hand. I'm going to send out that hand too. Welcome. Bowling for turkeys. When I go bowling, I want to start in the 10th frame. Otherwise, I'm in the first frame, I'm in the third frame, and I am in the 6th frame. Once I come to the first, the third, the sixth, then I'm in the 10th frame. Now, when I go into the third frame, I will be adding 2. When I go into the 6th frame, just give me 1 second, 1 plus, okay, I will be adding 3. When I go into the 10th frame, I will be adding 4. Let me show you what this is telling me. Because when I add up 1 plus 2, it equals to 3. Okay, 1 plus 2 equals to 3. 3 plus 3, 1 plus 2 plus 3 equals to 6. Plus 4 equals to 10. Here we have 10, and here we have 20, 2010, 21, the 21st, 210. We've now arrived at the moon. Where do I get this from? The moon diameter in miles versus kilometers. So now if we want to look at the metric system, here's an automatic that we were taught that M is the initial for miles, or me meaning halfway, and kilometers would be KLM, or just use the K. MK, 13 and 11. In fact, this number is going to create all of this. 1 times 3, 3. 1 plus 3, 4. 4 plus 3, 7. 7, 3, and 4. So where is 6? I don't know what to do with that yet. So I'm just going to leave that out. But it created the 3 of these. Then you have 3 times. Oh, right. Sorry. There's one piece missing. Right. I'm just trying to think that should I put 1 with 3, 1 with 4, 1 with 7 now? I don't know. This equals to 24. It is going to be the gateway. When we go 3 times 4 equals to 12, 3 plus 4 equals to 7, we now have what is 19. 19 like 16. They invert to each other. 24, 2 times 4, 2 plus 4 is the house, and it's the division of the 7th gate of the cube, of this cube. Where's the cube? Right here. 6 and 8 are on each side of this. So if I flip this over to 5 and 1, I am going to have what is 2 and 6 on the other side. Now, if I add up 1 all the way to 5, it equals to 15. When I add up 2 over to 6, it equals to 20. Now, what's funny about this, okay, it's also the year 5,775, but that's not the only thing. If we would go to the dart table, you would have 20 areas. So darts would fit with this one. If we go over to the pool table would fit with this one. This one is 15, this one is 20. If I add up 1 over to 15 or 1 over to 20, I am going to get what is 210 for the dartboard and 120 for the pool table. It's just ironic. Remember, the moon diameter is 2160. All zeros equal to 6. So we did this. We have 8 and 6. So now we also have to remember this. When the 1 is up, When the 1 is up, we have 14 around. We have 14 and 1 equals to 15. When the 6 is up, well, I don't like that's messy. Hold on a second. When the 6 is up, but that's not really like a 6. That looks like more like 5 and then 2 Roman numerals if you want. But when the 6 is up, okay, you're going to have 14 around and 6 up, and that's going to equal to 20. It's going to be the same thing as if I'm counting 2 through 6 and 1 through 5, because when the 6 is up, I cannot have the 1 up. So it's the same scenario. 51 is Mars. The Queen is 62. It's also the dog. It's also the card. It's also the game. Inside of this first one over here, it becomes 5 and 1. And then the bottom part becomes 5 and 6. Now, 51 equals to Mars, 5 and 6, or 9 and 5. Playing it on the farm, EI, EIO, or EF. Because these two, okay, can both be inverted. And when you invert it, you have a split F, if you want to look at it that way, where 11 is split. What does the word bi mean? B and I, when B and I comes together. What does it look like if I drew it up this way? Okay. Okay, I got another camera up. Let me read what's going on here. Bowling for turkeys, Caucasians, cake in the rain, MacArthur Park, okay. Sandbars, okay, that's a good one, sandbar. S, which is like DNA and sand, right? Is it the spirit or is it the soul with your DNA? Remember what happened on day 6, right? Another thing I just want to talk about, I'm hoping the camera doesn't. Oh, see, it keeps switching cameras on me. I'm trying to see maybe if I get a few things out of the way here. Okay, maybe this, let me see. Okay, oh, now this camera is working. I can't figure out the cameras. I got 2 cameras here, one here, one there. One's working, one's not. So this is what I want to talk about. This over here. Now, what you're looking at here, right? Cam swap. Yeah, and yeah, I don't know what's going on. I need another camera. I'm jumping off the subjects onto something else. I'm going to come back, right? I'm going to come back to this. And here is Mars and Pluto. The divided gate is over here. The cap to the moon is number 53. It goes with number 42 in the cube, creating 77. So what maybe we're gonna go over here. See this over here, right? Let's see if I want to do this. No, I don't. No, we're not going to do that one. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Okay, it's not. I don't want that one. There's another one here. Okay, this. You remember I showed you the eagle before, or the seagulls? Let me see if I can show you the seagull. You see the seagull over here? Well, take a look at what's on the screen. Okay, it's the same thing, and the point that's over here is below. This point is below. It stops over here. Stops here and it stops here, and they connect two squares over here, divided right over here. When you're connecting two squares on this line or on this line or on this line, you're connecting with Mars. Mars does that. Earth, okay, in Earth, right? In Earth, Mars is going to enter like that. Otherwise, it has to be 11, 11. 11 this way, 11 this way. I'm going to explain that after. So what I want to show you over here, it's not this one, it's this one here. So what this is over here, right, is, do you see the ring over here? Can you see on the right side this area here and this area here? Okay, you see these two areas? If you drew a straight line down, you can create a building here and a building here. Okay, you can create buildings off all of these. You see there's one here, one here. There's two over here, right? You can see the way it looks when there's an angle. You can see it going concave, right? Like it goes concave in, then out, then in, then out. Can you see that happening? That it's moving when you have an angle. There's a break inside. So what I'm going to show you with that is this area, right, is right over here. It is 10, 11, 13, and 8. And on the second side, on the bottom side, it's 28, 29, 31, and 26. 1, 2, 4, 8. So it becomes binary code. The total over here is 57 and 57. So it's talking about the moon. So if it's talking about the moon, in the lower side, it's got to give different numbers in the lower side, right? So it's going to be talking about, I'm trying to see what it is. 28 and 26, no, 28 and 29 came together. So 28 and 29. So the one that's 5 apart. So 13 and 28 will be 21, right? And this one here will be 21. This is 42. This is 114. Or if I drew it over each other, it actually would say 15. 5 and 5 is 10. 1 plus 0 is 1. So this is the binary code that comes within this table. On one side, it's showing this angle over here. And just to note, the pig's pregnancy is 3 weeks, 3 months, 3 days. Now, if we take that in base, 28, okay, equals to 84. 21 equals to 21. And then 3 days plus 3. 8 and 4, 12. 1 and 2, 3. 2 and 1, 3. 3 is 3. 105, 108. Now, creation is 30 days in the house of Bait. Okay, now we don't have to look at it that way. It's supposed to be 29, I think, days, but in the Hebrew calendar, they also have the long months. I usually work this with 3 days of 30 times 3 equals to 90. Then I have 21 times 3 equals to what is, 7 times 3 equals to what is 21. And then what we have is the 1 times 3 equals to 3, and we have 114 days. Okay, and that's the pig's pregnancy. It's all about the pig. Okay, it's all about the pig. No one should eat the pig. The pig is not kosher. Of course, it's not kosher. Life is created by the same element as the pig. If you'd like to ask me why, go ahead. If you don't want to ask me why, I'm going to tell you. So let me go back and see. Seems like it got delayed a bit, but it's okay. The camera's back. That's a camera story. 7 and 7 is 14. 1 and 4 is 5. Okay, yes, I didn't finish that element. I started here 2 minutes ago. 154, Mesoamerica. Bad camera and cannibalism, not fixable problem. I plead Elohim in America. Pig abortions. So the thing about, hold on just 1 second. 1 plus 2 equals to 3. 1 plus 2 plus 4 equals to 7. 1 plus 2 plus 4 plus 8 equals to 15. 12, 13, 14, 15.6. Okay, I was just calculating the binary code. The reason I say it's all about the pig is it takes 3. If you create a skeleton, the skull and bones, on one side and on the other side, okay, gives you form. And in the Bible, they talked about the Lord gave form. So I have to give form the same way. So I cannot give form unless I give to the left and to the right. So now I ask myself a question. What if I divided an area of space in order to give this form? How can I create form? This is the part that has to be discussed amongst us. But the other thing is, first we're going to do this, then we're going to do the math. All right. And the thing is here's an area cell. So am I giving an area cell, or here is 2 areas, right? Here's an area, and here's an area, and here's an area. So this is my skeleton, my bone that goes in between. This is on the outside, and this is on the outside, and now we have form into this. So I used up 3 spaces plus 2 halves. 3 spaces plus 2 halves, 3 spaces plus 2 halves. So we have 1, 2, 3. We have a total of 3 and 4 times 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? We have 4 of them. Is that the way I do it? 4 times. We have just 4 of them. It's not 4 times 4. It's just, where's my eraser? Where's my eraser? Where's my eraser? Okay, here it is. Here's my eraser. We're not going to do that. We're going to have what is 3 complete areas plus 4 times 1/2 area, which is going to equal to 2 plus 3 equals to 5. Now, if I did this a little bit larger, right? And you see this area over here, would I be able to do it this way? Would that be a better way to do it? Because that's the way I do it. I call this one 1, this one 3, this one in between is 2. 2 connects 1 and 3. The next one that would go above here, but I'm not going to go there. I'm going to go here. Right? The one that connects here and here, that's going to be number 4. This one over here, okay, is going to be number 5. And this one's going to be 7. That's the top of the pyramid. That one's the top of the pyramid. That one's right up here, except you see the point, right? Now the question is it drawn this way? Or is it done this way? I cannot end in the middle. I have to end at a corner. The builder's code is to either end this way or to end this way. I can't end at a guess. I have to end at one of the lines. So it's this one or this one. You know, when you see Q, what is Q, right? Why does it go all the way through? Is Q going all the way through? Because when I draw Q, I can draw from the center. When I draw from the center, I would be doing like that. In this one, there is no center. There's 4 centers over here. So this one can draw all the way like this. This one, if I had to draw over to here, I would bring this down, and then I would bring this down, and then I would an angle to come over to this side. So now it would show me angle. Here I don't have anything. Unless I came up from the top corner and then we drew it this way. I'm just trying to understand the art that goes along with the math. So this is what we have over here. So what happens is we have, I'm just going to do this in small form. So it goes up here, it comes down here, it goes up here, 1, 3, 5, 7, 5, 3, 1, 1, 3, 5. I move over because between M and N and the division in the alphabet, they're both the same numbers in Gematria. Gematria goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, F, 7, and H. So H and F and S and U are 66 and 66. And the other 66 ends up over here. And in between 66, bringing the average of the area, dividing that seventh gate over here. The 666, so you can see the cross is between both M and N. Or how about just, let's say, the moon and the sun? The 13th and the 19th letter. So in between here and here and here are going to be 2, 4, 6. And this 2, 4, 6, and then over here 2, and then 4, and then 6. So where's 8? 8 is over here. 8 will connect to what is 5, 6, and 7. Or why don't we go 5, 6, 7, 6, 5, 11, 7, 11. Let me show it to you on here. Hold on a second. Okay, so what it is, oh, I want to get that comment out of the way. Okay, so what it is over here is if you take a look, what happens is 6, okay, is here and 5 is over here. So it's 5, 6 connects 5 and 7, 7, 6 connects 5 and 7. So on this side is 7 and on this side of 7 is 5. So you have 5, 7, 5 or 5, 6, 7, 6, 5. 5, 6, 7, 6, 5. And then you go all the way down to 1 over here, and then you come up and you do the same thing over there. And this, right where you see 13, I would resemble this as probably the 13 on the pool game. 13, 14, 15, where they cross over the top. Now over here in this area here, right, this one here and this one here where it shows 8, 8, 8, 88, 88, right? The window over here is where number 8 goes. Now if you see where 8 goes, here's number 7. 7 and 8 are connected together. 6 and 8 are connected together, and the other 6 and 8. So it becomes 6, 7, 6, 8, 8, 7. Once you have 8, you have 7 automatically connected to it. And then below that is 9. So it becomes, see the area right here where it ends? And then down here, 9 will fill in this place. 8 and 9 will come together right over here, 17. That's your high Q. And then 11 will go right over here, just below it. And then 13 will go up below it. If you want to count the other way, well, we don't need it the other way. We already know that it's going to be in this row. I'm just going to show you how it's going to work. Let me show you. Let me show you how it works. We're going to try and see if we can keep it nice and clean. One, 3, 5, 7, 5, 3. Now, when we come down here, okay, this one here is 9. This one here is 11. This one here is 13. But it's not only 9, it's in the 5 rows, so it's 9 and 5, 11 and 3, 9 and 5, 11 and 3, and then 13 and 1.
So it's 5 and 9 equals to 14. It's 3 and 11 equals to 14. And then it becomes 1 and 13 equals to 14. Do you remember on the last page when we worked right over here? You remember that? 4 and 2, that's your gateway, right? And remember the odds in the game of craps is you place 6 chips down, you win 7. Mars 51, 5 and 1 is 6. Earth 52, 5 and 2 is 7. Mercury 103, September 103, Christ 77, power 77, matter 77, energy 74, Jesus 74. 77 and 74, 7 and 7 is 14, 1 and 4 is 5. 7 and 7 is 14, 1 and 4 is 5, 1 and 4 is 5, 1 and 3 is 4, 1 and 3 is 4. Energy, 7 and 4, 11, 1 and 5 is 2. Jesus, 2. Earth is number 52. The Sun Fox is number 45, 54. Remember, 5 by 9 and 6 by 9. Alpha Beta Creation. Do you remember what we spoke about 1 and 2 and 6 and 5 before? Because these cubes over here, right, is right here. When you have 3, you have 11. When you have 3, you have 11. What you actually have when you have 1 and 2 up is you're going to have 15 and 16, okay? You're going to have 15 and 16. And the inverted side, right, you're going to have 20 and 19. These two come together in the word first. So then this would have to be last. First and last. 31 is the cube. 39 are the angels. 1 and 3, 4. 3 and 9, 12. 1 and 2, 3. 3 and 4 is what separates these cubes. Earth and Mars are the third and fourth planet. The invert to 3 and 4 is 7 and 3, 10. 1 plus 0 is 1. 4 and 6, 10. 1 plus 0 is 1. The invert coupling between Saturn and Uranus in replacement for how Earth and Mars come together. Everything gets switched over, right, in numbers. I'm going to see if I wanted to mark this over here, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, which we started with. I didn't finish with it. I'm going to explain it. That 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and then the fourth one goes back to where the first one is. That becomes the flip-flop mirror. That's the way I see it. I only want to use one triangle right now, too. If I started with 2 triangles, it would be a different story. And remember, one area space, it's got to be an angled triangle. It can't be like this. This breaks up 4 zones. Earth and Mars come together for 103. Mercury comes together for 103. September comes together with 103. And when you have J10 and you have C3, you can also have the initials for Jesus Christ. That brings this all together. By the way, 7 times 4 is 7 times 4, 7 plus 4. 74 times 24 equals 1776. This is what divides the gate. This is 11. This is 28. 28 and 11 equals to 39 equals to angel. If you minus it, it now equals to 17Q. The invert to 17Q is 10J. 10 is noted, okay, to be the mirror of what is A, B, C, D. 1, 2, 3, 4 equals to 10J. Jack, John, Jesus. Now, what about ABC? Well, if you had ABC, you would equal to 6. So you got 6 of 10. Well, what if you had BCD? Well, you'd have 9 of 10. So now you have 33. 3 times 3 equals to 9. 3 plus 3 equals to 6. Now you're in rotation of the house, and you have a minion that shows up if I9, F6, but it's not only like that. 99 is Jupiter. 99 is also the word 13. 13 is talking about thirds. 28 for T and H. INR is 27 in the house of Bait. In order to create INR, it's 3 times 6, 3 plus 6 equals 27. Bet. The house of Bet, where the 1 alpha resides inside the house of Bait. You see the number 2 over here? So we have to bring reference. Stand this up here. We see this corner and this corner has gone away. We see that alpha is inside the house of 7, but that's questionable, depending on what the art is. Depending on what the art is. So what we can do with that is try to see if we can get a little bit of art in here. I'm going to draw 2 hearts. They're going to be square hearts, right? Here's a heart here. Sorry, here's a heart here. Now we're going to put another heart here. So I have 2 hearts. See, without the artwork, I couldn't understand myself, you know? So I got one there. So now, when I showed you this, that you have the house of Bait, the question is, are the dots alive or not alive? So if a dark dot meant an empty spot, then I did not create that in the hearts. So this 3 is not with this 6. This 3 is not with this 6. It's 3 void and 3 void to the 3 dots. So it's 6 void and 3 dot. Now, if I was talking about this one, how would I create this one? Because it's not included here, right? It's the void. So we have these 2 out there, and this area in here is the complete area. I have to take away the 2 black areas. So what I would do was I do it a little bit different. And then what I do is I'd look at it that way. Looks like a number 8, doesn't it? And then here's your so how would we do that? Like that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that would be the difference between these 2. And this is the house of Bait, where we have 1 connected to 1 and 1. You see this design? Now, if I took that, right, and I ran it across this, I would be going 2, 1. I'm not going to use this. I'm going to use the telephone one. 2. Yeah, I'll use that one. This one would be 7, 8, 7, 8, 4, 5, 6, 3, 2. And then this one and this one would be out. 1 and 9 would be out. So this would be a total of 35. Now, if I turn it this way, right? If I turned it that way, then my combinations would be different. My artwork would be I'd be going down to here. That would be my artwork. And I'd be taking out this corner here and this corner here. And I'd be, let me see, did I get this right? From here to here, over to here. Let me see. Oh, yeah, right. There's an area here and an area here. There's no area here. Just give me a second. I'm trying to negotiate what this is. Point. Okay, point here, here, here. Okay, here, here, and here. That's the way this one would look. If I used up this one and this one, or this one and this one now automatically turned to the side. This one is standing up. Without this artwork, I wouldn't be able to do this. See the two filled in over here? So what would these numbers be? Well, these numbers would be 6, 9, 8, 5, 2. Did I get that right? 6, 9, 8, 5, 2, 1, 4. And that would be the order of that number. 4125896. 4125896. So if I put these two together, obviously it's going to complete the rest of this 8. So if you want to ask yourself, what is 8? And I join those two together. Let me see if I can join them together on another page. Let me see if I can go from here to here to here to here to here to here to here. So we did that. Okay, and now the other one, okay, the other one is going to skip this corner. It's going to go from here. Let's see if I can get this right. There to there. There to there to there. Let me see if I get this right. There, 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 there. So this one would be, let me see, this, 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 and this. I didn't have to do it that way. I could have done it different. I could have went, I could have possibly went like that. So I could have made a 5 looking like, or I could have made a 3. So it's all questionable. Did I get the right amount of numbers? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right. And then there's 2 left out. Where are the 2 left out? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The 2 left out is 1 is over here, and let's see, and the other one is over here. Those are the 2 left out. What happens if I connected them together? What happens if I connected these 2 that were left? What would that show me? What would that show me? Let me see. Let me see. I'm just trying to see what it would show me. Would it show me 3 and 3? And pending which way I did it is pending which way this cube is going to be. Because when the 2 is to the right, I'm still going to get back to the pigs. When the 2 is to the 2 is top left, right? We have 1 plus 14 equals to 15. But when the 2 is top right, we have 4 and 14 equals to 18. So that is going to equal to 33. It just so happens that the word or is like gold. And that's your rotation of 69. Can we create a 6 and a 9? Would you say that would look like a 9? Can you say that looks like a 6? So that's your rotation of 6 and 9. But what I see a little bit deeper, okay, than this, is that we automatically create that beehive, right? We create the 2 over here, 4 over here, and now we have the pole or the peace sign. Just that one sign shows us the 6. Here's the 6. So we have the hexagon. But when we connect the rest, once we get the hexagon 6, we now have Jack. Now I have one area over here connected over here. And then I have one area over here and I connect it over here. When I connect only one area, I have the king. When I connect the total area, I then have the queen. 6, 7, and 8. Why? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The queen, this is wrong. Hold on a second. The queen has 8 eyes. 5, 7, 5. Talking about the DNA and the moon. The king has 7 eyes. The jack has 6 eyes. I connect them all together like above is below. And now we notice what 77 is. The 7 is supporting. Now we go ahead and we finish the artwork over here. Then we go ahead and we create that over here. Here's my Lamed creation, and here's my star, my 6 and my 8. So we understand what that 33, we understand what that 8 is. We went over what is binary code that I started with 1, 2, 4, and 8. Remember that 1, 2, 4, and 8. Okay, 1 plus 2 equals to 3, plus 4 equals to 7, plus 8 equals to 15. 7 and 8, when you come to the game of pool, the last balls are the 7 and the 8 ball, and the first balls are the 1 and the 2 ball. Is it relevant or irrelevant? In the spirit of 76, Earth and Mars. So I'm trying to see where I was with this. Whoop, just lost something in the background. We did this, jumped over. We understood, yes, when we came to 2015, that's the year 5775. The year is 5775, which is 2015, which is the 1 and 6. 1 and 6 dot up on the cube. 6 up, 14 around, 20. 1 up, 14 around, 15. When this happens, when the 1 or the 6 up, the 3 is going top right. When it's not up, right? When it's not up and the 1 and 6 are on the same side, okay, what we have is we have the 6 creating the I. See the 2 bars on the top? This automatically lets me connect the rest of the dots because it's the only one. It's the only true 7. There's only 1 7 on this dice. Sorry, 2. And it's the 6 and the 1 that come together is the only real 7. If I drilled holes in this entire thing, I will get 4 sides at 5 and I will get 2 sides at 7. 34, House of DC. So 5775, 13 cards in a deck, 13 for our bar mitzvah, 13 moons a year. 7 by 13 equals to 91 times 4 equals 364, or 13 moons. 5775 times 13 moons, or the year 2015, this is the Hebrew year, will give you 75,075 moons. 7 and 5 is 12, 1 and 2 is 3. 7 times 5 is 35, equals to 47. The numeric value for time is 47. The same numeric value is for Jesus, energy, and it will create what is number 39 and 10 for angel at the gateway. What is 1 and 7? What is the lowest? 1 is the highest of the cube, of a single cube. Now, what's ironic about 1 and 6 is 1, numeric value 34, 15, 14, and 5, 34, and 6 equals to a total of 52. 5 and 2, 7, 3 and 4, 7, 5 and 2, 7, to what is 3 and 4, 7. The truth is the truth, and it's to be found between the game of pool, the game of darts, Rubik's Cube, calculator. So let me go back. I was going to talk about the pigs. I wanted to talk about rules and regulations, but I'm getting thirsty. I'm also going to talk about the dots. I'm going to
Okay, let me see which one's turning on here. Okay. Just going to check out if there's a comment. I feel uninitiated. Okay, what do you mean by I feel uninitiated? But I'm thinking of stacking and coiling energy so far. Stacking and coiling energy. The You know what, I can say a lot of things for my own from my own brain, just based on that we're living in the energy, and our greatest energy, our greatest power of all is knowing the truth, knowing what to do with the truth, knowing which way to go. It's nothing else but lending a helping hand, feeling good inside, knowing that there's more. Once you know that this world is more than what it is, you'll know that you'll be able to believe in the truth. And there's Bible verses that tell stories. And one of the verses, I don't want to repeat anything from the Bible because I'm not, what's it called on it? But if somebody tells me something, the promised land. The promised land is not here on earth. That was mentioned. It's not here on earth, and it was mentioned. And if everybody follows the Bible or whatever you want to read, and if you believe in an afterlife, what the work I do tells me that all this was created by some kind of computer. And in order for the alphabet and words to be put in order by computer, it had to happen before time ever existed, because everything goes together, even stuff that we're just learning today that could have never known before. And I mean, they called it planet Earth. Did they call it planet Earth on purpose? Okay, opposite of chaos. I'm going to try and let me read that again. Yeah, it's still hard to understand, but for me, if you're talking about what's going on, everything that's ever happened in this world, it seems like chaos, but it's not chaos or chaotic at all. It just seems that way because there's so many pieces and parts that come together to tell the story. It's not individual. 22 is where we come from. There's a guy named, I think his name is TR, I can't remember. Oh, UMP, like the umpire, triumpire, right? And Judas Icarus, right? I don't know if you can see it. Let me see if I can get it. You got to go out and see this. I'm quite sure you've seen this before, right? Check out this picture. See the hand over here being pulled? This guy is pulling the hand of this guy, Judas Icarus. He's pulling his hand. Have you ever seen the 45th guy, right? Donald, you ever see him? The way he takes and always controls the hand. So he's showing who's in control. And everything that's reiterated today is part of that control. We play the game of blackjack. For those who've been to casinos, I'm not sure if they do it anymore, but they always call for the monkey. Now, the beginning of the time when the monkey is coming, the monkey only comes at the gateway. Now, why would the monkey come at the gateway? Why? The monkey comes at 12. The word 12 equals to 87. The word October equals to 78. And when you add up 1 through 12, it equals to 78. Q, 17, or when you add up 1 all the way to 17, it equals to a total of 150. Just let me second. 1 through 18 is 171. 171, 153. 1 through 17 is 153. 1 and 17 plus 18, because you have 1 and 17. So you have to understand, once you get to 17, you go into the house, but you don't stand at the door. You go into the house. So automatically from 17, you have to take the entire house, because you have 1 through 17. So you're standing in the center of the house, and then you're going to the outside of the house, but you have the entire house that you are in. Once you cross the finish line, you have all that is over, and you are now out of the race, and you're in the rest of the house. So 1 through 18 equals to 171. 1 times 7, 1 plus 7 equals to what is 7 and 8. 7 and 8 will now represent the queen and the king. The king being 7, the queen, okay, the queen being 8. Now the king is numeric value 41. The queen is numeric value 62. Earth is numeric value 52. Mars is numeric value 51. So now we have the queen and the king. When you have the king and the queen, you have the 12th and the 13th card. You now have what is a quarter. You also have what is 4 and 3, Earth and Mars coming together. A quarter represents Earth and Jack is a kind of a plug-in. But notice the 41 and the 51, the king comes from Mars. And we're going to give that number 7. The queen is Earth over here, and we're going to give that number 8. So 8 becomes the Earth queen, and Mars becomes the king. You have a total of 92, and you have a total of 114, or what is 24. Now, what I want to do is I want to crisscross them. So I'm going to add these together, 62 and 51, equaling to 103. All of a sudden, 10 and 3, JC, Jesus Christ. Or what we have is Earth and Mars, 51 and 52 is 103. And we have Mercury is 103. So we make all these connections between the king and the queen, which is this one over here, which is 41 and 62. That's 103. So these are all the ways we get to 103. Yes, I'm not going to forget about the monkey. Number 22. Remember number 22. 4 by 22 equals 88. 3 by 22 equals 66. 2 by 22 equals to 44. 1 by 22 equals to 22. Half of 22 equals to 1111. So when you pick up this dice cube over here, we're going to get into that in a minute. So we found out what's happening with all of this. This is all going to create AI. The mathematics will end up creating S19 or 10 and 9. When you have 10 and 9, you have A, B, C, D into the world, plus you have B, C, D into the world, 10 and 9. But there's other ways to make 10. The other way to make 10 is 1 and 9, 10, 3 and 7, 10, 4 and 6, 10. 7, 9, 1, 3. And then over here is 4 and 6. Or what we can do is we have 2 and 8, 10. Did I do that right? Sorry, 2 and 8, 10. Okay, over here, let me get that. We have 2 and 8, 10. Then we can cross over here, and we get 4 and 6. Sorry, it's 8 and 2, 10. And then we're going to go over here like that. And then we have 7 and 3, 10. So now we're going to do it again. We're going to go here, and we're going to go here, and we're going to go here. And we do it this way. We have 9 and 1, 10, 4 and 6, 10, 8 and 2 10s. But we're not finished. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go like that. So where we have 8 and 2 10, 9 and 1 10, 3 and 7 10.
So this one is not the same. So there's 2, 3, 4 star systems. 10, 10, 10, 30, 10, 10, 10, 30, 10, 10, 10, 30, 10, 10, 10, 30, 60, 90, 120. Now we connect them all together in the star system. It's 4 by 30 equals to 120. And here it's 1 times 40 over here. But every single time you create a star, this becomes 60 and 20. This becomes 60 and 20. This becomes 60. Sorry, is that 60 and 10? Sorry, this becomes 60 and 10. This becomes 60 and 10. This becomes 60 and 10. And this becomes 60 and 10. Because of what you don't use doesn't mean that you don't have to understand and place the numbers somewhere. But we have something that's out of the ordinary now. Now we're going to have to count, and I should get more paper. Now we have to count all the centers. Every time you go through a center, 5, 10, 15, 20. So now we have another 20 that is added on to this. So if we add everything up, we get 240 plus the 40 we didn't use, plus the 20 for the 5s in the center. And we have a total of 300. Maybe now we can go bowling. We finish off the last one here, and we end up with 3, 4, 5. 340 plus 5, right? The 340 plus 5. 24 hours a day, 22 and 4 divides the gate. 2 times 4, 2 plus 4 equals to 8 and 6. So we did this. So the word ape equals to 81. The reverse alphabet to ape, A-E-I-O and U, A-E-I-O. You would have this equaling to 36. This would be the reverse vowels of the alphabet. The true reverse would be Z, F, V, which would reverse the ape word. I have no idea what that means, but it's 32, 42, 52, equaling to what I believe is 54 is not possible. Ape is 22, and this is 59. 26, 36, 46, 48, and 6. No, something's wrong here. 6, oh, sorry, this is not F. Let me do this again. A, P, E, Z, K, V. So it's 59 and 22. 9 and 5 is 14. 1 and 4 is 5. 5 and 4. Okay, that's good. Because that's where our passage has to be, right over here. Because what happens is if I go from 0 to 59, right? 0 to 59, is this complete? Is 59 a completed number? 0 to 1, 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 5, 5 to 6, I stop. 6 to 7, 7 to 8, 8 to 9, 9 to 10. So I did 9 to 10 as in 9.9, but I didn't actually go into the 10 house. I walked up to the door. So is this 59.9? When you have your first birthday, 364 days plus 1.25 days are gone. You completed. So when you finish your birthday, you automatically start year 2. So we have to remember that we start year 2. We start the next number. So where was I calculating this? I'm just trying to figure out where the next number was. Anyways, I got to get something to drink. I'm going to come back. Yeah, the monkey is number 22. Go is number 22. We have 25 years to life. We have the dartboard where the green 25 is around what is the bullseye of 50. And it's just so ironic that if you're following history a little bit and on TV, there was a land that was created for the
15. What's real is real. Yes. So what is real? Okay. And that word starts with either an IS, which is 1 and 5. Please explain that. Not everybody will always start their next year of birth. What they do and what it is are two different things. But please explain, because I'd like to know. So, wow, I just can't believe it. This apartment building is like cuckoo. They have thrown everybody out. Some people, they threaten them with 40% rake and rent. And then they brought people from other countries that stay here for 6 months at a time, that go to work. They live 4 to 6 people in an apartment. They work, and every 6 months they're changing the people. And this guy is throwing everybody out of the apartments. There's people on the streets. But anyways, besides that, I'm going to get something to drink. I'm going to come back and we're going to chat. Right. I'm not working with the leap year. And the reason I'm not working with the leap year is because just like we put add-ons onto our base for whatever operating system you're using, we put add-ons after. Well, for me, that leap year has to do with the moon, okay, or the moon or the sun or however else the time clock works. So I don't add that on for that reason, but I can add it on. It's an add-on. Just give me 1 second. I'm going to go to the washroom. If you have to go to the washroom, go ahead. I have to go to the bathroom too. 366. I'm coming back. Okay, where were we? Right. Yeah, so how can anybody ever say that? Don't forget, this is for entertainment purposes only. Whatever I say, it's just part of the game. So all these AIs, how you doing, AI? Look, I got an AI over here. Is it just a game? You shake it up and you look. What does it say here? What does it say? You may rely on it. You may rely on it. The 8, eternal. How many sides on this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 and 7 is 14, and 2 of them connect. 16. 14 and 2. So we can almost look at it as the cube, as 14 and 2. So if I have 2 up and 14 around is 16 and 5. So blackjack is 21. So if we use this cube to understand how blackjack is played, 21 dots, 33 voids. Now the thing about this and this and this, Let me go back. Okay, 6 times 6, 36 by 3, 108. 36 by 3 is 108. Works out perfectly. 30. Remember, we work with 360 degrees, but only 180 degrees has any advancement, right? 180 degrees. You can't go all the way around because you keep going around. Right. So that means there are 2 years connected. There are 2 years connected, 365, 366, 365. 365, 366, 365, 5, 10, 6, and 1, 19, and 1. So you have 1096, and I've seen that number before. I forget what it is, right? There's always a reason. 96, 69, there's always a reason for something. So 69 is 3 by 23. That would be the earth part. 96 would be 4 by 24. Now, 23 and 24 are divided. Or here's 23, here's 24. Here's 23, here's 24. For the same reason, here's number 4, and on the other side is number 3. So the reverse alphabet is 27, so they're the reverse of each other. Now, that's only in primary calculation, because if I do an alphabet shift, I can do 2 alphabet shifts. I can take the 14 letters and use the 14 letters in between the first 18. So if I take 14 letters, and I put it in between 18 numbers, 1 through 18, I would start, and I'm talking about the first 13 letters. The first 13 letters. If I would take the first 13 letters and use it for 360, I would have to start my first letter A and end my next letter. Let me see where I would start. Just give me a second. B. First of all, I would have to start at a half space. If I'm putting 13 letters in 18 spaces, I would have to start at a half space. 88 by 88, is that 2176? Is that what that was? Now add 88 and 88 and then do it with, I'll get to that in a minute. So we have 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So we're going to start on, I have 5, so it's 2.5. So I'm going to start at 3.5, 4.5, 5.5, 6.5, 7.5, 8.5, 9.5, 10.5, 11.5, 12.5, and then 13.5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 14.5, and 15.5. I'm going to show you this. So if I start the alphabet at 3.5 and I end at 15.5, so what's left over is I have to, right? Now don't forget it's 0, 1 is that whole area, right? So I would have to add on 2.5. And then over here I would have to add on 2.5. 2.5, 2.5 is talking about Earth. 3.5 are the center of the cube is over here. Now, where is the center number? A, B, C, D, E, F. This is F, and this is G. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let me get it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it would be right over here. Between the two sides would be this one over here and this one over here. So now I'd have to calculate these numbers. Now, when I use the complete alphabet, right, it doesn't work that way. Everything shifts over with the complete alphabet. Am I confusing anybody right now? Because I'm getting confused myself. Because when I use imagine if I took the 26 letters and I put them inside of here. What would happen? But I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. Just to note, when you add 1 through 18, it equals to 171. And when you add up 1 through 36, it equals to 666. When you add up 19 through
36, it equals to 495. The core of the alphabet, okay, if you use the core of the alphabet, which is 26 letters inside 36 area spaces, right? Now there's a 0 and a double 0 on the roulette. So if I went to the double 0, I would start on A7 and I would end Z32. 7 and 5. 7 and 32 is 39 for angels. 7 and 5, we come from the moon. The 7 and the 5 is female and male. 13 and 12, king and queen, because the mathematics says so. 1 times 2, 1 plus 2, 3 and 2 equals to 5. 1 times 3, 1 plus 3, 3 and 4 equals to 7. Now you would think it's the king and the queen, right? The boys and the girls. But the reality is once you have your bar mitzvah or your bat mitzvah, right? Your location, residency, heaven's residency, 20, 21 in the cube. When you have this here, I always use it like that because I always hear the at sign. So what happens when you have your bar mitzvah? You've attained the age of 13. You are going to be in the 14th year. That is the letter N. When you have your bat mitzvah, I did bar mitzvah. When you have your bat mitzvah for the female, you would be over here in the letter M. If you had the two coming together, you would say moon between the two, and it would be 5 and 4. But the reality of this set is 5 and 4, the word sun equals to 54. Now the leftover, every vowel has a 27 count. Reason, A first, Z last in the alphabet. And when it is last, it's a 26 letter, 2 and 6 is 8. So the alphabet ends at 8. So where is the A inside the alphabet? We're not going to get into that right now. But since every letter, right, has a 27 reverse count, what's going to happen is 3 letters will equal to 81. There's 27 left over. The word bet, or the house of bet, is this numeric value, and it's created from 36. 3 times 6, 3 plus 6 will equal to 18, and 9 equals to 27. There's only 2 of these 9 vowels in the alphabet. There's only 2 of them. We did this, we did that. We also did, so we have 5 and 4. I want to go back to what we were talking about before, the cube. I hate this book, I really do. I don't like how thin the paper is. When you have 1 dot, you have 8 empty spaces. When you have 2 dots, you have 7 empty spaces. When you have 3 dots, you have 3 and 3 empty spaces. 1 heart is over here and 1 heart is over there. When you have 4 spaces, you have 5 voided areas. And then when you have, when you have 5 spaces, you have 4. So 4 and 5 switches over everything. And then 6 is on the outside of 4 and 5. So when we see 4 and 5 and 5 and 4, we have to note that on the outside of the 360 is this area on the inside. It always seems like number 9 is on the inside, like an implosion. Maybe because it goes in and down. I don't know. So that's how this is set up. Just so happens 4554, 3663, 3645, L306, V4E5, 6345, 99 is Jupiter 13. When we have the 1 dot and the 5 dots, we come down here and we say 1 dot and we have the 5 dot. we have the 4 and the 8 void. The 2 dot and the 4 dot, the 2 dot and the 4 dot is 7 and 5. 7 and 5 is the numeric value of male and female electric moon. 2 and 4. Also to note, this divides the gate, electric moon. When we have 3 and 3, we have 6 and 6. 6 and 6 is what connects in the cube, 5 and 7. Connects 5 and 7, 66, and 8 at the same time. If you want to go ahead and look at this picture over here. Right over here where these two come together, and it shows like an I and an H, right? The I and the H come together right over here. The windows, that's where number 8 goes, connecting to 7, 6, 6, and in between 5 and 5. It's not touching 5, but 6 is connected to 5 and 7, and 8 is connected to 7 and 6. So let's see if I can write this down. When we have the 8 here, right? And then we have the 6 here and the 6 here. So we have 7, 5, 6, 7, 5, 6, and then we have 8, 6, 7. That's the connection. This one is 21, and this one over here is 18. 7 come 11, because the cube, okay, we did number 6, and we ended up with 12, because when we had 3 and 3, right, it'd be 6 and 6. When we had 5 and 1, we had 8 and 4. When we had 2 and 4, we had 7 and 5. Pluto is 84. Pole and ring are 48. 3 by 28 equals to 84, which is the same as 3 by 28 or 3 by 16 equals to 84 equals to 48. The word pole, the word ring, buy and sell are all equal to 48. Pluto is 84, which is 4 times 21. We always have to remember 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 21 dots on here. 4 by 21 equals to 84. Always between 3 and 4. We always have to do 3 and 4. So that's the thing about pi that never ends. It's got to be multiplied and added to understand it. So now the thing is, this is number 6. Now the invert of 33 is 44. You don't have to, I don't do anything but use the information in front of us. Here's number 4. Here's number 3. That's the information I use. If I have 3, 3, I have 4, 4. If I have 4 and 4, I will have 5 and 5 voided area spaces. 5 and 1, not 5 and 1, 5 and 1, 5 and 1, 5 and 1 will be 2, and the opposite of 1 will be 6. So 5 and 1 is going to be 2 and 6. We're going to go to 2, we're going to get 7, and we're going to go to 6, we're going to get 3. And 2 and 4 is 5 and 3. See, we have 2 here and 5. We have 4 and 3. 7, 7, 9, 5. When we connect them together, 7 and 7 is what this is, 7 and 7. 2 and 4 is 6, 5 and 6 is 8. But when I do it this way, it's 5 and 9. So if we want to look at something, it all works out with itself. It's absolutely perfect. If I have 5 and 4, 9, I'll have 3 and 2, 5. Telling the story itself. So once we get 5 and 3, I go to 4 and 6. So now you can see that everything to do with 8, okay, will have to do with 10, 10, 10. Everything to do with 6 will be 12, 12, 12. So 10 is 1 and 2. 1 plus 0 is 1. 12 is 1 plus 2 is 3. So now we get 10 and 3. Earth, 52. Mars, 51. Mercury, 103. September, mentioning the 9th month, also the 4th month, also noted to have 7 at the beginning. The Queen and the King, the Queen equaling to 62. The King equaling to 41, 103. JC, Jesus Christ, 103. The Bar Mitzvah, 103. To create number 19, you have 1 times 3, 1 plus 3 is 3 and 4, Earth and Mars. 3 times 4, 3 plus 4 is 12 and 7, equaling to 19. 2 19s is 38, 3 19s is 57, 4 19s is the spirit of 76. On the 4th one, we mirror, we complete the next side of the cube. Remember, the cube is a triangle. In actuality, if you think about it, it's only got 3 sides, 3 opposite complete sides. 120 degrees, its actual value. Earth, 3 by 120. Or Mars, 4 by 90. Now, if you want to talk about number 7, what would happen with number 7? Well, if it was number 7, this is what I'm getting to, trying to understand what is 11, 11, and what is 11. So what we have here is we're going to have 1 and 6 equals to 7. We're going to have 2 and 5 equals to 7. We're going to have 3 and 4 equals to 7. So 1 and 6 equaling to 7. Just let me get the light out of the way. 1, 8, 6, 3. So here we're going to get 3 and 8. Now this one and this one, 2. We get 7, 3, we get 6. 2, we get 7, 3, we get 6. Earth and Mars separated right here between 5 and 4. And 5 and 4, the 5 dot, we get 4 void. So the 5 dot, we get 4 void, and the 4 dot, we get 5 void. And this equals 11, and this equals to 11, and this equals to 11. 7, 11, 7, 11, 7, 11. 8, 10, 8, 10, 8, 10. Like October, the octagon. Here it's 6, 12, 6, 12, like on the clock. The low side 6, the high side 8. By the way, the payout with 6 and 8 on the cube is 7 to 6. So now we have all 11s. So now we're going to take a look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now we flip it over, and we flip it over to the yellow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we have 9, and 9 equals to 18. We have minus 2, and we flip it over. Minus 5 equals to 11. It's 7 dot and 11 void. If I use around the cube, I'm going to go 11, 11 equals to what is 22. If I'm just going to use the pull up and down, it's not going to be done that way because you never get to see the as part. But although for purposes that we have to talk about everything, it's only going to be 11. So here's the beginning. 1 times 1, 1. 1 plus 1, 2. 2 plus 1 equals to 3. 2. 2 times 2, 4. 2 plus 2, 4. 4 and 4 equals to 8. So now we have 3 and 8, or 8 and 3 that come together. So if we go ahead and want to look if we can possibly find them here, we have the 1 dot with the 8, and we have 2 scenarios with 3. Either we're going to use the 3 void or the 3 dot. Now just to note that 8 is a word, and so is 3. They're both words. 4 and 11, or 4 and 2. So it's showing me a gateway. Why? Number 24 or 42 is that gateway. And that gateway is inside of what is Mars, inside the Son of Creation, S-O-N. The reason for that, inside the Son of Creation in the house of Bait. House equals to 68. Planet equals to 68. Inside a planet is the word 10. Did they plan ET 5 and 20? Did they plan the E-world of Earth? Plan is the beginning. 2 times 4, 2 plus 4 equals to 8 and 6 equals to 14. So if that's that reality, that 14 is all around this. How many different times can you go around this? You go around it 6 times. 14 once, let me do it again. 14 once, 14 twice, 14 3 times, 14 times 3 equals to 42. Now we have a problem. Because every time I went from here to here, I only turned this cube 45 degrees. Or did I turn it 90 degrees? Which one was it? 90 or 45? That's 45, right? I turned it 90 degrees. My thing is now is when we get the 3, there's no more 90-degree turns because the only way to get the 4 is to flip it completely upside down. That gives me 180 degrees. And now I go around the cube again with 14, and then I go to number 5 and around the cube with 14, and again. And my total to go around the cube is 84, 28, and 6. Those are my totals to go around the cube. 6 times 28, 168 hours in a week. 84 is the numeric value. It will create what is day and night, and it'll bring us back to number 8. 8 times 4, 32. 8 plus 4, 12 and 32 equals to 44. It is a creation of day and night, and we're working in thirds. We're working in thirds. I don't remember what the whole equation or where we were to explain that. There's a reason for it. We have 1 area space or 3 area spaces. We use 1 area space to create, and then life is in the other 3 area spaces. So those 3 area spaces, it's whole at 90%. Or if you want it at 75%, it's whole at 75%. But the actuality is that 75% is 100% because there is no other than if you want to count the clock that turns time. And that 3 areas, if you want to look, is the 3 areas over here. And then the 3 areas over here is 2. And then the 3 areas over here is 3. And then the 3 areas over here is 4. And those are your 3 areas. And then you start over again. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we start over again. The 5th one starts everything over again. Mars is 4 areas. 4 here, 4 here, 4 here, and 4 here. Earth is the entire area. When you have just 4 areas, it's 22, 2 by 2, 22, 8. Mars. There's 4 times that. That will equal to what is 88. Earth is all 9. It's 3 by 3, 33. 3 times 3, 9. 3 plus 3, 6. So Mars is 22, which will equal to 8. And because it's 2 times 2, 2 plus 2, Earth is 33. And that will equal to 6 and 9 equals to 15. 1 and 5 equals to 6. So it becomes 6 and 8. Let me show you this. Let me do it so you can see it. Three times 3 equals to 6. 3 plus, that's, okay, just the other way around. 1 plus 5 equals to 6. 1 times 5 equals to 5. Now, the what numbers was I working on? Oh boy, you're gonna have to. I don't remember which numbers I was working on. 3 times 3. Oh yes, Earth. The reason for that is Earth is number 52. In order to do this, I have to do it this way. I need 2 lines. I'm going to create 11, 11 for Earth. But with Mars, because Mars is 51, I'm only going to have to use 1 line. So this is Mars and this is Earth. Now, if I did Earth this way, and this way, I would end up with 1, 2, 3, only 1 fine line. If I did Mars this way and this way Mars would be the star system. I used 4 areas here, 2 by 2 areas. I used only, and this is the Star of David, by the way. If you take a look, you can see the Star of David. And this is 3 by 3 areas. So 2 times 2, 2 plus 2 is 4, and 4 equals to what is 8. 4 times 4 is 16. 16 and 8 equals to 24. 6 and 5 equals to 11. So this is K, and this is X. K and X coming together. The reverse is P16 and 0, 3, C, sex pick. I'm just trying to understand. 7 and 2 come together, the house of bait. 7 and 2 come together, or 27 comes together. And over here, 24 and, all right, it's going to be 27 on both sides. Here it's going to be 6 and 3. Here it's going to be 2 and 7. Where does that come from? In order to create this, my letter over here, 11, 1 and 1 is 2. My inverted letter is the 16th letter, 1 and 6 is 7. In this one over here, my total of 24 is going to be 2 and 4 is 6. And this one is 3, 6 and 3, and 27. 3 and 6 goes inside the house of bait. It is your higher creation, the angels of creation of light. 6 can be inverted into a 9, and 3 can be inverted into an E. The same way as 5 and 9 can be 65 or 62 or 29 or 92, because they work out that way. So this, why was this for Earth? Because of the separation of the 2 and of the 1 numbers. Now we're going to do the short count of this. In the short count, this was 6 and this was 8. So we can see right away the way 4 and 4 goes into 8. This is on the high side of 8, 9, 8, 9, and 10 on the high side. And this is 4, 5, and 6 on the low side. And the cubes will tell us the same story. Because when you have 6 and 4 and 5 and 5, you're going to have what is 1 and 3 and 2 and 2. So we have 6 and 4 and 1 and 3. And then when we have 5 and 5, we're going to have 2 and 2. At the same time, we have to not forget that it's the dot and the void, and there's a total void here of 33 areas, 22 around and 11 to the void. When there's 11, there is 7. When there's 22, there's 14. What do I mean by that? Is there's 4 dots and 3 dots, 7 and 6 dots and 1 dot 7 to the 22 empty white spaces on it. So the 22, this would be 36, and this would be 18. So we have to see, and then again, 7 and 14, again, back to the moon and the sun. Our DNA also comes through this. This is 33, and this is 21, equaling to 54. The word love is 54, and it's a perfect word because the reverse of L is O, and the reverse of V is E. 3, 6, 4, 5. 8 and 10, 11 and 7. So when you see 3 and 5, 8, 6 and 4, 10, I'm going to flip it over. Let me see where I was here. Hold on a second. Where was I? 3 and 5, 6 and 4. So we have 3 and 5 and 6 and 4. We have 5 dot and 3 dot. 5 dot gives me 4 empty. 3 dot gives me 6 empty. So 10 and 8. And that's inside the word love. And over here we also have 6 and 4. So where are the rest of the numbers? I'm just trying to see where else I am. So that shows you that reality. I'm going to get a drink of water. So I'm trying to help. So when we have 11, 11 is 22. We also have it as 2 times 2 equals to 4, and 4 equals to 8. Now, where does 8 come from? It comes from third. It comes from bronze, 88. 8 times 8, 16. Sorry, 8 plus 8, 16. 8 times 8, 64. 64 and 16 equals to 80. 8 plus 0 equals to 8. And at the same time, 6 and 1 is 7. 6 and 4 is 10. 1 plus 0 equals to 1. 17Q. Just a note before when I come back, so I don't forget, 2, 5, and 8 will create 8, 8, 8, and 8. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is that right? 8 and 8 is 1. 8 and 5 is 2. 8 and 2 is 3. 5 and 5 is 4. 5 and 2 is 6. 2 and 2 is 7. Did I get that right? I'm going to use 2 and 2, 2 and 8, 2 and 5. Okay, I got that combination. I'm going to use 5 and 5 and 5 and 8. I'm going to use 8 and 8. Did I get them all down? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 2, 5, 5, 8, 8. 2 and 5, 2 and 8. 5 and 8. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, if I multiply them all up, I don't have the answer yet, but I'm extremely thirsty, and I think I'm going to go make myself a little coffee. 11 equals 11, 11 equals 12, 12. Depending on how you want to do this, 11, 11, 11 is 6, right? If we go 1 times 1 times 1 times 1, we end up with nothing. If I end up with 1 and 1 is 2, I go 2 times 2 is 4 by 2 is 8. So we end up with 1 and 8, and it's just ironic that the 1 dot and the 8 void are on the same side, and they have the same continuous movement. If you multiply 8 times 4, you will end up with 32. 3 and 2 is 5. The difference between 5 and 8 is 3. If you end up with 4 times 1, you get 4. The difference between 1 and 4 is 3. So 4 times 8 equals to 32. 32 equals to 5. 8 minus 5 equals to 3. 4 times 1 equals to 4. 4, just 1 second. 4 by 8 is 32 equals to 5. 4 times 1 is 4. We started with 1, and it equals to 3. So here's that equation. 4 by 8 is 32. 3 plus 2 is 5. We started with 8. Take away the 5, we end up with 3. 4 times 1 is 4. We started with 1. Take 1 away from the 4, we end up with 3. Does it work for all the other numbers? There's the numbers run in packs. 1, 2, 4, 5, 7, and 8. And over here we have 3, 6, and 9. We have 1, 4, 7, 2, 5, 8, 3, 6, and 9. We're going to divide it, and we're going to add it. For this next equation, I must get something to drink. Octavian and Augustus. Anytime I think of anything that starts with octo, I think of 8. The word Vian, somehow it connects me to water. Augustus connects me to a split between first and last, and it also talks about gold inside of it. I forget the G and the T coming together. It's within a gateway. GU. I'm just trying to think. Okay, I'm missing a few of these. Wow, I didn't see some of these comments. Just give me a minute. I'm going to come back, look at the comments.
Rice milk. Okay, so let me see where I am here. I'm over here, okay? Okay, let me get over here. There's only 1 second to be born per day, though that does not have your first 24 hours reaching into day 2. I'd have to understand that. I also, now I might get off subject, but there's a processing period. And one of the reasons we go to sleep at night, I can make my hypothesis. One of the things that happens is if we stay up 24 hours a day and never go to sleep, you get extremely tired. I do not believe that our brains are thinking fast enough, which is tiring us out. Our bodies are not operating. According to games and entertainment, the entertainment and game that I'm playing is all these elements that I'm telling you are inside the game. So we cannot wake up. We're tired. We don't feel in sync. We woke up on the wrong side of the bed, but that can be quite likely. Just like turning on the TV set at my house and at your house, we're watching the same program. I turn it off at my house. I open it up at your house. Every night that you go to sleep, you're waking up on one side of another 3 sides of the bed. You might not be waking up in the same world. Although everything is the same, it's simulcast. It's all simultaneously being updated. But the minute you hit your REM sleep and you leave, you're going into another aspect of the triangle spinning. Tomorrow you will not wake up in the same. There's a chance you do. Okay, I'm not sure of that yet. There's a chance you do, but there's a good chance you wake up somewhere else. Whether it's you're here, but this is not from the same world anymore. You had to update overnight. You woke up, you had a dream, you forgot the dream, you forgot what you did the day before, you remember, but you upgraded, you updated in your sleep. You know what? I just got that calculator and I never tried it. Wow, it works. Here's another thing that's ironic. 2176 divided by 88 equals. No, that doesn't work. 88 times 20. 88 by 20 equals 1760. Oh, yeah, that's what it is. 88 times 20, 1760, right? Plus 8 plus 8, 1776. Now I lost what I was thinking now. Yes, I remember. 88 times 88 equals 77 power Christ matter. Area space 74 is Jesus. 44 division between night and day. 77 will create what is your 63. Your pi or your PIN. Personal identification number. I don't know if you want to look at it this way. Personal entity number, and then you have to put 15 at the end. The word 11 equals to 63, and it creates the house of 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're going to have 88, 88, and just 88. Why do I do it this way? Because when I'm talking about 6, I have to regard to this. One side is 6, the other side is 8. So that's the way I have to look at this. So we have 88 and 88. If I bring it to its own realm, right, to its own realm, I'm going to create 8 by 8. And then over here, I'm just going to have 8. And this one will be 8. Where do I get all this from? 8 times 8, 64. 8 plus 8, 16. 16 and 64, 80. 8 plus 0 is 8. 8 times there's only 1. 1 times 8 equals to 8. 1 plus 8
equals to 9. 9 and 8 is 17. 1 and 7 equals to 8. We now have 88. So it works out perfect. Anytime we divide things perfectly into 3 or into 4, I always have to look at this. 3 and 4, the queen and the jack, dividing the planet and the house. The other thing I wanted to talk about is 2, 5, and 8. We're going to get to another page. 2, 5, and 8. 2 times 2 equals 4. 2 plus 2 equals 4. 4 and 4 equals to 8. Step 1. 2 times 5 equals to 10. 2 plus 5 equals to 7. 7 plus 10 equals to 17. 1 plus 7 equals to 8. 2 times 8. This is number 25. That's number 22. 2 times 8 equals to 16. 2 plus 8 equals to 10. 10 plus 16 equals to 26. 2 and 6 equals to 8. Right? And at the same time, in this one over here, you end up with 17. You end up with Q. This one ends up to be a dog. 26 is dog, game. It's also the queen. So this is your inverse to this is the letter J. Your inverse to this is the letter A. This will be J, and this will be A. Did I get that right? Hold on a second. 8 and 4. Hold on a second. 9 and 3. Angel Saturn. Okay. Oh yes. The reason for that is J is the 10th letter. 10 plus 17 is 27. 26 and 1 is 27. The core of the alphabet, or the center of the alphabet between M13 and N14 is 13.5. The 13th letter is M, and the 5th letter is E. One and 4, 5. 1 and 1, 2. Earth. Now the next one we're going to go to is going to be 2 and 5 is 5, and 5 times 5 is 25. 5 and 5 is 10. 25 plus 10 equals to 35. 3 and 5 equals to 8. Now let's not forget about the cube now, because on the cube, the invert to 6 and 2 is 5 and 1. The invert to 3 and 5 is 4 and 2. There is no inversion to this one other than 8 and 0. The next one that we're going to go to, we did 5 and 5. We all have 8. The next one we're going to go to is 5 times 8 equals to 40. 5 plus 8 equals to 13. 13 plus 40 equals to 53. 5 and 3 equals to 8. So now you can see that this one over here and this one over here come to the same conclusion, 5 and 3, 5 and 3, except two different ways. 4 plus 0 is 4, 1 plus 3 is 4. So we're going to have a division between night and day over here. And then in this one over here, we come together. I'm trying to see what we came together as. We come together as 7 and 1. Here we come together as Q. Here also we come together as Q. Here also we come together as Q. 1 and 6 is 7. 1 plus 0 is 1. 2 and 5 is 7. 1 plus 0 is 1. When we have this one, it's Earth Q. When we have this one, we have the spirit, we have the church, we have the half-life. When 1 and 6, 1 and 6 comes together, that's Earth, the half-life. or the half light. One of the reasons to get to the core of what is 3.5, because that's the center core of this cube, from 1, you would have to add 2.5. And from 6, you would have to minus 2.5. That would be Earth. Mars shows up when 2 and 5, 2 plus 1.5, 5 minus 1.5. So Mars shows up when you have the Earth number 2552. They're intertwined together, the two of them, according to these numbers. So here you have 8. Now my last one is 88 that we did is 64 and 16 equals to 80 equals to 8. So 258 equals to 88888. Now what happens if I multiplied all those 8s together, which I didn't, I did them separately. 8 times 8 times 3 times 4 times 5 times 6 equals to 26,144. I'm not really sure what it's trying to tell me. 8. On this end, I have 8. On this end, I have 8. I have 8, 3, 8. If I do it that way. And that's the same way as looking at this cube over here. 11. 3 and 8 is 11. Here's your third finger and your eighth finger, counting from your second hand. So that's your 11, 11, 11, 11. Your 11, 11 is on your 8, and your 11 is on your 3. 1 times 1, 1 plus 1 equals to 2 and 1, 3. 1 times 1, 11, 11 is 22. Now with 22, we're going to get that. Try and remind me for 22. I want to go through some of these. Right. Another add-on to the basic plan of creation, okay? And then there's the add-on, the person who comes here. So there's levels and steps. I'm hoping one day, Messer, you can come in and fill in a lot of these steps. I'm only processing right now the equations. Oh, that's funny. Right hand and left hand. Which way does that go? And it also creates a numeric value for the moon and the sun and 56, right? Did you do that? 95, 59, 95, 95, 59. Right. When you put the 9 on the 5, right. Yes, very good. I like that. Yes. When you put the 5 on the 9, it's 14. 1 and 4 is 5. So it just inverts itself if that's the way you're looking at it. But why Q59? Are we Carpenter's Ladder? Can you put up a link for that on the video? The reverse left to right. I never really completed that understanding of that, but I know where you're going. 17 times 3 is 51, and that's Mars. So right away, 17 Q gate is Mars. And 7 plus 8 is 15. 1 and 5 is 6, and that's Mars. And 7 and 8 equals to what is the Queen and the King. And when you have the Queen and the King, the 7 and the 8, you also have the 2 and the 3 coming together. So that'll stand for Ram. Thusly Q, because also look, 3 by 17 is 51. 1 and 7 equals to 8 equals to 59. Is that the way you're doing it? One guy says, because I say so. And the next guy says, well, I disagree. And then the third guy says, I think you're both crazy. Well, the only time somebody says somebody else is crazy is if they have another answer. But if they don't have an answer, then what does somebody saying crazy mean at all? Because that's crazy. (54) 2Z alpha. I need that explained. Perspective. Yes, absolutely. Perspective. Okay, 11 equals to Okay, 1111 is 22. This one you're going to have to tell me. L even. I like that. 11 will create 1 and 2. I'm not sure if you want to look at it as 12, right? So I really want to understand that. 17, I'm just trying to think of it. Also, I'm just trying to think 11 equals 12. You got to write it out and show me. I'm very, very slow in some stuff. Sometimes I can figure things out and somebody will say, hey, you knew it. And I go, I don't know what I knew. I'm just going to get my coffee. Two-minute break. And I know I shouldn't be having coffee this late at night. I just like just a little bit. My little cow. Remember the cow and the goat, okay? Because the cow, right? The cow, does anybody know the difference between the cow and the goat? You can plug up the cow 4 times, but you only plug up the goat twice. You only plug up the goat twice because the cow jumped over the moon. The question is, was it to put on jumper cables? Is that what it was? Was it all about jumper cables? It's for today's understanding. Do you see what's going on in this world? Everybody sees what's going on in this world, right? I'm not sure if I should take a survey of who believes what and what, but old world order calendar where October actually meant 8 instead of 10. It just so happens that 8 and 1 come together inside the cube. But here, 8 is what divides 7 and 7 when it comes to the game of pool. When you add up 1 through 15, it equals to 120. When you add up 1 through 20, it equals to 210. It just so happens the diameter of the moon is 2160. So 210 or 210.0. Every time you have 2 zeros, one of them or both of them can be a 6 or and a 9. Both of them. One of the reasons, because 6 inverts to 9. The O in the alphabet, the 15th letter, 1 plus 5 equals to 6. There was another reason for that. The high side and the low side of the inside and outside of the cube is 6. Half of that is 3 and 4, which is the division of the cube, but we're using 2 cubes, and that's one of the reasons that 0 equals to 6. Besides that in Gematria, we go 1 through 6, 7, and then 6 through 1. And then 1 through 6, 7 connects, and then 6 through 1. So it's 616, 616. And that's how the numbers connect. Laugh out loud 101. Also, that's 1 and 4 come together in that. 10 and 1 or 101 for me, and there's many ways to do it. If you looked at it as binary code, as well is it 101 meaning 4, 5, and 6 or 7, 5, and 3. What does it mean 101? Is it because when you go from here over to here, it's 1 and then 1 minus 1 plus 1? Can I go from here to here? I'd go down here and up here and down here. When it's the 5, I go 5 to 7, 5 to 9, 5 to 3, 5 to 1. The odd numbers. When it's a 2, 4, 6, 8, it's a 0 in the center, or it's the X. Is this one line across
plus this over here equaling to what looks like 10, although the crossing through the 0 can be Q, if you follow what I'm saying. The other thing is, if we went into a house, right, we never enter the house through the corner. So does 7 have to go over to 4 into 5? Or can I go from 7 to 5? They're all linked together. You only can go 5 to 4 into 7, 5 to 8 into 7, if you want to go through the doors. That's the way I'd like to, I believe that it should be looked at, but every single way. 24 by 24. Very good. Okay. 24 by 24 equals to 576.0. 576.0. Does anybody know anything about 576? Well, 19 times 3 equals 57, and that's the letter S. And 20 by 3 equals to 60, and that's the letter T. And those numbers, okay, I'm just trying to think, 20, 15, hold on a second, 16, 17, right. Those numbers, 16, 17, and 18 equals to 51. 19, 20, 21 equals to 60. So the in-between, I'm just trying to think where the in-between number to that is. Plus 6 minus 3. Anyways, irregardless of that, year 5760 or 5760 divided by 4 equals to 1,440. 1,440. There are 1,440 minutes in a day. If you multiply that, 1440 times, 1440 times, right, 1440 times 12 equals what? 1728. 1728 is connected to the pyramid that is 5184. I don't know which pyramid it is. I'm going to show it to you after. 1440 times 14 equals to 20160, and 20160 is the same thing as 76 times 76 equals to 5776. Okay, I'll explain what that is in a minute. It's also equivalent to the year 2016, and anything to do with 20 and 16 is going to be connected to the moon. 5760 is also the year 2000. The year 2000 is 5760, which is 4 times 1440, which is the mirror of what is 3 times 1440, equals to 4,320, which is, I think it's 432 hertz of this planet, if you can follow with that. Do you feel you can handle emotionally if they're massive? Please explain. I wish I could have everybody live, so. Man and human, both on day 6. $262, $144, right. What is this? Let me look that up if it shows up anywhere. 262,144. It's an integer. Cube root of 262,144. 262,144 divided by 8 equals 262,144 divided by 12 equals 262,144 divided by 2 divided by 2 divided by 2 divided by 2 equals 16,384. Okay, I'm getting somewhere. Divided by 2 equals 8192.0. Divided by 2 equals 4096. Divided by 2 equals 2048. Divided by 2 equals 1024. 6 times 4, 6 plus 4. 24 and 10 equaling to 34. Dividing the Earth and Mars. Zion, the half-life Israel. Divided by 2 equals to 512. Now we're talking about 512 is Earth, Mars coming together. And 11, the student 11. 7 times 7, 7 plus 7 equals to 49. And 14, the student of the sun 10, the sun 10. Divided by 2 equals to 256, 128, 64. Now when we have 64, this is your first cube. When you have 64, this is your first completion, 64. So I'd like to understand something about 64. How many of these, before I end up with 21,000, let me see what that number is, 262,144. So 262,144 divided by 64, 262,144 divided by 64 equals to 4,096. So that would be 1024. Okay. Okay, so anyways, before I end it right now, if you're new here, if you're not new here, where do I get my information? Now, if you give me any game, and I'll tell you something from that game since it's live. But if not, if we were to use hockey, hockey has 3 periods. So we have to understand that we're working in 3 periods. We're going to work with 1 period and 2 periods, 2 parts and 1 part, day and night. The night is 1 times the day running on the pole. Running on the pole, you're in a sleeping position. The difference between 6 this way, okay, which 3 is up and 4 is down. In this position, the letter H is there. When 3 and 4 are up and down, H is there. When 2 and 5 are up and down, the I is there, because that's how I can create this reality. And at all times, when the 1 is there, it's there all the time. Okay? When the 4 is there, it's there all the time. 1, 4, and 5 are always there all the time. It doesn't matter which way it is, 1, 4, and 5. When the 5 is not there, the 1 and 4 will be there. When the 1 is not there, let me mark this down. When the 5 is not there, right? When the 5 is not there, you're going to have 1 and 4. When the 1 is not there, you'll have the 5 and the 4. And when the 4 is not there, you'll have the 5 and the 1. 5 and 4 equaling to what is the passage in the sun. 1 and 4 can be the king and the ring around this cube, also representing the king and home. When you have the 4 not there, you're talking about Mars. What does that mean? It means if this 5 is up, it cannot be on the side. So since it's not on the side, you're going to have 2 numbers, 1 and 4 that it doesn't matter at any point, the 4 will always go for all the sides. The 1, 4, and 5 go for all the sides except when they're not there. Okay. So hockey, you have 1 goaltender and 5 forwards. You have 2 on defense. You have 1 center. You have 2 on the wings. You have 3 periods of 20 minutes. You have 3 times 120 for a 360-degree circle. Inside of a day, there's 1,440 minutes. That means there's 4 times 360 inside a day. But if you want to work it by seconds, right, there's 86,400 seconds, which is the same diameter of the sun, and 6 days times 1,440 minutes, since it's the day of birth, equals to 86,400. Now, if you multiply that into the cycle times 3, you are going to end up with 18 days, okay, and 25,920. So let's see if we can do this. We're going to go 6 times 1,440 times 3 equals. That is the Mayan count. The Mayan calendar count is exactly that number. And that's exactly how it calculates. 6 days of creation, 3 cycles, and then the in-between day, the 7th day. Now, imagine if we had 28 hours in every single day, we'd only have to create 6 days of 28 hours. The same cycle of the moon, 28, will equal to the same 168 hours in a week if we ran 6 days instead of 7 days, the 6 days of Earth instead of the 7 days of the numeric value Earth, to what is the 6 days numeric value of Mars, to what is 6 times 28 for 144, for 168, to what is 7 times 24 for the same 168, the halfway house. 168, 16 to the day, 8 to the night, 4 by 4, 4 plus 4, 16 and 8 for the 24 hours a day. That's what divides the house. I'm just trying to see where else we are. So we got the 25,920. We had the 6 days, right? So those were the seconds in the day, if we work by the seconds. So that would give us, the way the Mayan calendar works, the 18 days of 20 months. Is that what it was? Or the 18 months of 20 days? Anyways, it works out to their number. So we have hockey. Hockey is 120 degrees because it's 3 periods. Anything with 4 quarters will be 4 times 90. Can we use 3 for any other number? Well, we can, because if there's 1,440 minutes in a day, we have to go equals to 1,440 divided by 12 equals to 120. No, that's not what I want. Right. 12 times 120. So to get 1,440, it would be 12 times 120, and 1,440 divided by, okay, or we'd have 16 times 90 degrees. 16 times 90 is 1,440, and 16 times 90, so 7 and 9. Here it's 3 and 3 that comes together for the same value. So what is this over here? Not going to end the video yet, and we're still in hockey. What happens is, wow. Right. What happens is 7 and 9. We are going to say 7 and 9, 17 and 19. What is this? Well, when you go on the telephone to the number 7, you have PQRS equaling to a total of 70. On the 9, you have WXYZ equaling to a total of 98. What happened is the Z and the Q have been removed.
1 times 7, 1 plus 7, 8. 2 plus 6, 8. 17 and 16, 43. Earth and Mars, 88. At the gate equals to what is 8, equals to what is 7. The division of the gate, 8 and 7. The Queen, the King, and Earth. Earth is number 52, gets me a 7. Although Mars is number 6 and Earth is number 7, 6 and 8. Mars on one side of the gate, Mars on the other side of the gate. The numeric value for Queen, by the way, is 62. So this is what happens. And this one ends up to be 53, and this one ends up to be 72. 5 and 3, 8. 7 and 2, 9. It's the only ones that will create this scenario, or one of the only ones. When 1 and 2 come together, you can match this up because you need 3 to begin creation. 7 and 7 is 14, 1 and 4 and 5, and this is your base creation. And it all starts by this number over here, 18 and 81. 9 times 9, 9 plus 9. 1 times 8, 1 plus 8. And you end up with that configuration. The other thing is when you go into the French language, 10-7, 10-8, and 10-9, they say these separate. When you say the rest of the words, right? When you say the rest of the words, although you go 14, when you say 14, you're mentioning the word 4. When you say 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, no other place do you mention any other numbers, okay, other than on number 4, 14, which is the ring of the cube, and 7, 8, and 9. 7, 8, and 9 are said 9 times each. 63, 72, 81, and 36. No other one is mentioned inside their word. This will equal to what is 51 Mars, 54 the Sun, 57 the Moon. The center of 36 numbers is 111, and 8 and 9 are actually the same letter, where 1 plays inside of 8, equaling to what is 9. And these two equal to what is the Sun and the Moon. This one is Mars. It equals to itself. This one equals to, I'm just getting a little tired here. Whew. Okay, I think we're done. So hockey, what else comes from hockey? There's other things that come from hockey. The difference between the 55-yard line and the 50-yard line in CFL, and the 3 downs and the 4 downs. But peace and love, and I'll be back. Don't hesitate if you want to help out the channel. That'd be just great. I can buy another Rubik's Cube, some pens and paper. That'd be just great. And I can stay at home and keep on working. I really appreciate you being here or going to be here in the future. And let's not stop, because inside what you see as a void is not a void. Because if there was nothing here, nothing at all, no carbon, no hydrogen, if there was nothing between me and you, you would not be able to hear me right now. You would not be able to see me right now. But because of the substance and the energy, okay, and the matter, you can see me and you can hear me, is because what you don't see still exists. Raphael 7286 in a constellation of Pegasus. Another brick on the wall. Oh, there was one piece I didn't do. I'm just going to do it real quick. 7 months of 31 days, 4 months of 30 days, 1 month of 28 days. Divide this by 3 or multiply it by 3. If I divide it by 3, if I multiply it by 3, 1 plus 2, 3, 1 plus 2, 3, 3. CLU. When we have number 3 and we have a cube, the void on the cube is 6, and that's FOX. The total over here is 33 and 3. On FOX, it's going to be 2, 5, and 8. 3 times 2, 6. 3 times 5, 15. 3 times 8, 24. The letters are FOX. If I divide 3 by 2, it's going to equal to 0.666. If I divide 5 by 2, it's going to equal 1666. If I divide 8 by 2, it's 2666. It creates the word fox, which is 24 and 15 equals to 39 and 6. Angels and 10 over here, and number 36. It is the birth. And on the last one, 3, 6, and 9, if you divide it or multiply it, if you multiply it, I get 999. If you divide it, I get ABC. 1, 2, 3. And that's how it all begins. A and B, 1 times 2, 1 plus 2 is 3 and 2, 5. ABC creates it all. Thank you for watching this video. Peace. Peace. Oh, yes, that's the one thing. The reason I told you about this energy is because what we think and when we breathe, and it doesn't matter who hears or who sees, because the energy knows. Because we're speaking and you hear me, when I'm thinking, the energy knows. How I feel, the energy knows. So if we come together knowing that there is truth, knowing that this is too perfect to be able to be created by nothing else, the construct, by nothing else than a superior being. If you say it's not possible, then how in the world that everything I do seems to be everywhere online? It always works out perfectly. It's magical. Magic is two things. It's very fast and it's so slow you can't even see it. Plant yourself a garden and watch it grow. You'll be amazed. The magic is incredible. Raphael 7286 in a constellation of Pegasus. If it means the Messiah has come here, the Messiah has arrived. Where is the Messiah? It's in our knowledge working together. Only all of us together can be that Messiah. United as one, working together. If we all stood together and you drop all these things, get out of your tanks, your tank tops, put down your wiffles, and stand together, because there are no enemies. It's all fake. And whoever is the enemy, they're so small, all they do is gather in others to be just like them. They're pretending, they're bought and they're paid for. That's who the enemy is. It's nobody else. Who's collecting your taxes? Your neighbor. Who's stopping you on the street? Your neighbor. Who's watching your back? Your neighbor. When they start implementing, taking away what is common law, okay, everything just drops. Everything just drops. So around the world, we must think like this, that everybody has to just put it down. If somebody's going to come after you, don't revolt. Leave it, because eventually they'll stop. They're only doing it because you're participating. Stop participating. Stop showing up at the polls. Stop thinking you're going to make a change, okay, by voting on something, because you're not. You're not going to make any. The only time you make a change is when you take a stance on something. Don't move. And that's your best stance you can take. Peace and love. Bachelor of Arts. Thank you for watching this video.